Throughout the many years Mario has been about, he's been in hundreds of games, too many to keep up with everything he's done, so here are 10 facts you may not know about Mario. Number 10. Mario's wardrobe has been inverted. When you think of Mario's colours, you automatically think of red and blue, which is understandable. When you think of his appearance, you think overalls and a cap. But what is often overlooked is that the original colour layout for Mario was switched from his original design. This happened in Super Mario Bros. 2, but strangely enough, not on the box art. Number 9. Super Mario Bros. 2 is actually Doki Doki Panic. It's a debate whether Super Mario Bros. 2 is actually a sequel to the Super Mario Bros. Series, but what is known is that Super Mario Bros. 2 is a reskin of Dream Factory Doki Doki Panic. The game starred 4 characters with an Arabian theme. They were Imagine, Lena, Papa and Mama, who travelled through a dream world. It is believed by some that the actual successor to Super Mario Bros. Was The Lost Levels. It is also interesting to point that these games actually define Luigi's character. The Lost Levels was actually the first game to give Luigi higher jumps than Mario, and Super Mario Bros. 2 was the first game to draw Luigi taller than Mario. Luigi also jumped higher and more floaty than Mario too, although it's not confirmed that this was the actual influence for the definition of Luigi. Number 8. Mario was once voiced by Optimus Prime. Many people have voiced the ever so popular Nintendo icon throughout the years, from the late professional Captain Lou Albano to the current Charles Martinet. But did you know the man with the amazing voice talent to voice Optimus Prime for almost 30 years once voiced Mario in 1983? It was a part of the Saturday Supercade Donkey Kong shorts. Number 7. Shigeru Miyamoto had nothing to do with Super Mario Land. When I was young, I never actually had any of the old Nintendo home consoles. I only ever played them around friends' houses. But what I did end up getting was the original Game Boy, and with it, Super Mario Land. But did you know Shigeru Miyamoto actually had nothing to do with these games and their development, but rather the Game Boy's original developer, Gunpei Yokoi? Because I didn't. Although I feel it holds up, it often gets mixed reviews due to this. Number 6. Chain Chomps are modelled after a traumatic childhood event. Shigeru Miyamoto is known for basing various parts of his games on his personal experiences and such. A notable example is the Chain Chomp, which is modelled after a traumatic childhood event. These jumpy critters are actually based on a time when a neighbour's dog chased him before being yanked back by a chain attached to its collar. Number 5. Mario is dying on the Super Mario Bros. Cover. Did you know Mario is dying on the cover of the original Super Mario Bros.? If you look at the box art, you can see that Mario is in the middle of a jump pushed against a wall, lava precariously underneath him. In the game, the only place Mario can go after a situation like this is down into a molten death below. Number 4. Bowser's Fireball is backwards. Bowser, what is usually the ultimate evil in the Mushroom Kingdom, seems to shoot his fireballs backwards. It's one of those things that you don't notice until someone points it out, well for me anyway, but if you look at the sprite, it seems to be facing the wrong way. Number 3. Super Mario Bros. Was the first video game based movie. When I was younger, I made a joke about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Instead of laughing, my friends were confused about what I was referring to, even trying to persuade me that it wasn't real. Even my brother, whom I have a vague recollection of actually seeing it in the cinema with, believed them over me. Well, all I can say is that it is real, and it is actually the first video game franchise-based movie, starting the trend of upsetting fans of video game series across the world. Along with everyone else, Shigeru Miyamoto agreed that it was a horrible movie, but his reason is notably different. Out of all the complaints, the reason he didn't like it was that it was too similar to the games. A complaint that you usually never hear about video game related movies. He stated that he'd rather see it become an entertaining movie on its own merits, rather than being a movie about a game. Number 2. Super Mario Bros. Had a sequel that wasn't Super Mario Bros. 2 or The Lost Levels. Did I say that Super Mario Bros. 2 wasn't actually the second Super Mario's, but rather The Lost Levels? Well, I was lying. There was actually a sequel before called Super Mario Bros. Secret. I know, right? Sounds like a creepypasta. It was released for the NEC PC 8801 and the Sharp X series of Japanese PCs by Nintendo and Hudson Soft. The game included icicles, sidesteppers, the fire enemies from the original Donkey Kong, flies, barrels, and crabs from the original arcade version of Super Mario Bros. It also included new power-ups such as the hammer, which acted like the one in Donkey Kong, the clock, which would add more time, and the first introduction to the P-Wing, that allowed Mario to act as if he was swimming through the air, which many believe to have originated from Super Mario Bros. 3. Number 1. Many legends and even creepypastas revolve around this subject. Some say by doing this, you can enter worlds far beyond what any mortal has played before. Rumours spread around the playground as kids foretold what lay beyond the flagpole at the end of the level. That's right, you can't help but try jump over the flagpole at the end of the levels when you reach for the top, but many deemed it impossible or were labelled as crazy to claim otherwise. But there is actually a way in which you had to glitch a Koopa to drop to his death but not quite, follow it to the end of the level, and time the jump over the flagpole so that you bypass the hitbox. It's interesting what people do in their spare time. It's a shame that once you're over, you can only run through a cycle of ground until the timer runs out. Anyway, there are only 10 of many facts that people may or may not know about the Mario series, and if you got some interesting ones that you want to share, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and goodbye.